It's the local sports talk show that everyone is talking about. It's the Sports Couch on 90.9 The Vine and AreaSports.net.
And welcome to another special edition of the Sports Couch Show here on AreaSports.net. I'm Randy Olson, and you know there's more and more new athletic directors around Southern Illinois, and we're going to visit with one of them right now. He's the new athletic director at the West Frankfort High School, and that would be Nathan Dodd. He's on the phone with us right now. Nathan, good to hear from you. Thanks for joining us on the Sports Couch Show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, I bet you've been a busy guy since you just took over because you haven't been there that long, right?
Not very long. I've been employed at the school here for a couple years and have been coaching girls basketball over here for 6 years total now. But as far as the athletic director stuff goes, this has been a pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah, I wanted to touch upon your background and all the things that you've done, where you grew up at, and that sort of thing. So, yeah, share with us a little bit about your background. You mentioned that you coached there for 6 years, but just tell us about your background and where you came from and what all you've done.
Yeah, so been in West Frankfort my whole life. Grew up, going through the school system here and graduated from FCHS in 2012, played basketball and baseball. I have a love for football and golf, but unfortunately, I wasn't strong or fast enough for football and just not good enough at golf. But those are two other big passions of mine.
That's funny.
Been, like I said, born and raised here, went through here, and I kind of, after graduating, decided that, hey, I was going to be someone who leaves West Frankfort behind and never come back. And, obviously that's not the path that I took. Came back pretty quickly and kind of found some of the good things here and settled down and have a family here now and teaching at the high school that I went to not that long ago, I guess, is kind of a cool thing. And having a chance to be part of the athletic program over here now in a coaching and athletic director role is kind of a cool thing, because whenever I was here playing, I don't want anybody to really go back and look at the record books, but I can tell you that the 2010 through 2012 Redbirds basketball teams were not very good. Mm-hmm. So, got a pretty low bar set, I guess. So I can't be much worse than that group.
Well, I think it is so cool that alumni come back and become, teachers, coaches, athletic directors at their own school. I just think that's a great story. It's full circle, and I admire you for doing that. But I think there's advantages to that too, because you already understand the culture and everything because you've been there, you've lived it, you've done it. The kids already know you because, you've been there teaching and coaching. So you taking over the athletic director role there is just a natural fit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too. And this has kind of been a thing that was in my family for a while, with my grandpa who was the AD here years and years ago for a couple of decades almost, and then was on the school board for a while. He's passed away within the last handful of years. So just also trying to, this is also kind of a family thing for me. My family is super excited to be in this role and that we have that connection with it as well. And being here at the school, like you said, coming back here, whenever I first started teaching, I taught at El Dorado for a couple of years, and I loved it over there, and it was great. But then coming to West Frankfort again, it just felt natural. And I think if I had gone into coaching full-time somewhere else and taking an athletic director position somewhere else, that it maybe or maybe not, it just, to me, right now doesn't seem like it would have been a natural fit. It maybe not as fulfilling as being here in West Frankfort still.
Yeah, well, that's great. Where'd you go to college at?
Well, the college history is pretty convoluted. Had a couple different changes. So right out of high school, thought I was going to do pharmacy school and went to St. Louis College of Pharmacy for a year and decided that wasn't for me. I worked at a CVS here in town for quite a while, and came back and decided to just go do some general studies and went to John A. and was going to thought about going back to SIUE for pharmacy and decided to go the complete opposite direction and went with SIU and was going to major in accounting. and did a semester of that and changed majors again and got my degree in sports management at SIU. And then decided to go back for my master's through Grand Canyon online to get my teaching degree, and here we are.
Well, hey, I admire you. You know, you made that decision and you reached that decision, you know, before you got too far into the pharmacy thing, because, man, that's long. That's like 5 or 6 years going to pharmacy school. So the fact that you realize that, hey, that's just not what I want to do, it's just not for me, and, you know, you pivoted and you were able to make those changes, and, man, it's worked out well for you. So I admire you for that. That's great. All right.
Yep.
Well, tell me what the biggest challenges are for you so far as you've taken on the reins of being the athletic director there at Frankfort.
With as fast of a turnaround it's been, I think just going through, I've talked to a lot of other coaches and ADs so far just within the last couple of weeks, and, you know, there's new scheduling softwares out there that a lot of schools have transitioned to that hasn't been the most user-friendly. So I think going through and, you know, just reconfirming schedules and getting all these new contacts of coaches and ADs and officials and volunteers and people that, you know, you've got to get connected with right away and get all those fine details ironed out has probably been the most time-consuming, I guess.
Right.
But at the same time, it has been a positive thing because, you know, you need to know these people and make these connections. So. In one sense, it was, you know, it's kind of been a whirlwind, but at the same time, I've kind of got to meet some new people and hear some new voices.
Yeah. Well, you know, covering sports all these years, I have always had the utmost respect for athletic directors because, to me, I've always felt like you guys are some of the most organized people on the planet. I mean, you have to be. You have to be so organized because there's just so many layers to it and so much that has to be done that the average person has no idea.
Yeah, there's a lot to it, you know, and transitioning into this role from our previous athletic director, Mr. Harris, had, you know, told me that there's going to be a lot more to it than you think of, you know, right off the bat. And I knew that was going to be the case, but there really is. There's even more than I would have thought. Just so many small, minor details that you've got to wrap up into every single game and every single event and activity and even practices and getting all your ducks in a row, I guess.
Oh, yeah, because you're scheduling buses. I mean, you're scheduling gym times, practice times, making sure that people aren't there at the same time. All your workers. Man, I mean, there's just so much that goes into it that the average person doesn't realize behind the scenes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. There is. Luckily, we've been pretty good so far with our coaches being able to kind of schedule their own buses while I get going here, and I just have to kind of go and confirm those. So, so far, had pretty good communication with coaches, and they've been willing to, you know, step up and do some extra things as we're just starting out here with this new chapter in Redbird athletics, I guess.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you know, in some high schools, Nathan, some high schools actually have 2 athletic directors. They have one for boys, one for girls. Not that way at Frankfort. You're doing it all, aren't you? Boys and girls. Yeah.
I've actually noticed that as I've kind of gone through to confirm some dates that a lot of schools around us did have one for boys sports and one for girls sports, and yeah, we're just a catch-all over here.
Yeah, so I guess you have all your coaches in place. There's no issue there. Everybody's been hired, and all the coaches are in place, and you got that great communication going already with those guys and girls.
Yep. Everything looks like it's good to go. I think we've got some new coaches, you know, that came in. This will be their first year that are really excited about some new opportunities and bringing their programs into the spotlight here in Southern Illinois. So really excited to work with them and see where we end up.
Any updates or changes to any of your facilities or anything like that? I mean, Max Morris Gym is a palace. That place is unbelievable. One of the largest gymnasiums around. But just wondered if there's been any changes or anything different going on there at Frankfort.
Nothing too crazy right now. You know, there's some things I've kind of got in the back of my mind that I've been doing some research on. When you bring up Max Morris is, like you said, it's a palace. It's a place that I think everybody should go witness a basketball game at.
I agree.
It needs some, you know, it's also an old gym. There's some things that probably need improved over the next few years. We've got a booster club who is super helpful that's working on some renovations in our lobby concession area right now that's going to look really, really nice when it's done. They've been working super hard on that. I'm really appreciative of them, willing to put up their own time and their own money to make that happen, and having pride in our school. But as of right now, there's nothing real wild in the works as far as facilities go. But in the near future, I kind of have some plans of some upgrades.
Okay. Are you continuing to coach as you serve as athletic director?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So that'll be another hat you're wearing too. So yeah.
It sure will.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I want to definitely give you an invitation to utilize us as a resource too, in case you ever have the need to get things out there. Like, let's say you have a sudden cancellation, or you have a sudden opening, and you're looking for a game or something like that, and you need to get the word out that you need an opponent or something like that. Hey, by all means, reach out to me, reach out to us, and use us as a resource, because we're here to help you. Because athletic directors and the media, we need to work together to help each other.
Sure, that sounds great. I really appreciate that.
We're always happy to do that, for sure. All right. Anything else you want to add, Nathan? This has been a fun discussion here. I'm happy for you.
I just would want to say that I think, I've mentioned in some other places and in some other media members that I feel like over the past decade or so, West Frankfort sports has kind of had a stigma around it to where it's not competitive, and I think that it's trending in the right direction. I think there's a lot of things for our athletes and fans and parents to be excited about at our old 100-plus year school. There's a lot of pride that goes in with our athletes. They're representing us, and I want our community to support them as much as possible. We've got some new social media pages popping up from my sports marketing class at the school that's going to really look at promoting our sports and activities on Facebook and TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. So luckily I got some high school kids that know how to work TikTok better than I do. Mm-hmm. But I think there's a lot of good things on the horizon that I think Redbird fans should be excited for.
Nathan, I love your enthusiasm, and I love the fact that you're working with the students there who have the sports marketing class, because you're right, that can work hand in hand with you and everybody else in the community, and that can go a long way in promoting what you do down there. So I think that's awesome. Congratulations. That's great.
Yeah, Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks so much for spending time with us today, Nathan. Again, congratulations on the new job there as athletic director at Frankfort. And we look forward to visiting with you, throughout the year. Anytime you need to, send us something our way, you've got my direct cell line. You can text me things and stuff, and we'll do all we can to help promote things that you got going on there. And if we can help out in any other way, just reach out to us. Okay.
That sounds great. I appreciate it.
All right, Nathan. Take care, and good luck with everything. All right.
All right. Thank you.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Bye.